Hello there everybody, it is Tegan here again today. It is currently 6:11 in the morning on January the 5th. I am seeing Forever Ends Here today. If you didn't know, if you've never watched one of my videos before, Forever Ends Here are my favorite band. They are breaking up. They are going on their final tour around Australia. They are a Sydney band, so they're going on a tour around Australia one last time. And I decided, you know, why not go to every single show on the tour? So that is what I am doing right now. I am getting ready to go to the Adelaide show. I live in Brisbane, so I have a flight at 9:30 to go to the Adelaide show, which is insane. I can't believe it's actually happening today. Like, I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to seeing them again because I have not seen them in concert since June. Like beginning of June 2016. So it's been a very long time. The last time I actually saw them was August 2016. Then I saw Luke and Kane in October, but that was only for a couple of minutes. But yes, this is happening today. It doesn't feel real. I think because I've been looking forward to it for so long, it just does not feel real. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm seeing Forever Ends Here today. But that's what's happening. If you hadn't realized yet, I am going to be vlogging these shows. I'm very excited to be doing that, to share this experience with you. I'm going to try and do one vlog per city, so we'll see how I go. This weekend is Adelaide and then Melbourne. There's 2 Melbourne shows because they just announced a Melbourne 18+ show as well, so that's exciting. But yes, Adelaide show today. I've got my flight to get ready for, so I'm gonna go, but I will see you guys later today, I guess. So I made it to Adelaide. I'm here. I've got about 2 hours until I'm let in for Forever Ends Here. VIP gets let in at about 5:15, and so, or 5:30, but I have to be there at 5:15. It is 3 o'clock or so now. I did walk over to the venue, but there wasn't anybody there. I just went over to see if anybody was waiting around, but there wasn't anybody there, so I went and got lunch. I got McDonald's because that's familiar. I've never been to Adelaide before, so I'm not like very familiar with what's around here, but it's really nice because I'm staying at a hostel and it's like so close to the venue. It's like literally a 9-minute walk to the venue. But I'm like extremely excited for the show tonight. I can't believe that I get to hug Forever Ends Here tonight. That's insane. Only a couple more hours left to go.
I fight the fires that you start when ashes burn, they leave a spark. I lost my senses in the dark, but these voices linger in my heart. Oh, silence, are you deafened by all these silent screams? Oh, destiny, can you lead me to my wildest dreams? I forget you, now I'm stuck inside this feeling sorry for myself. You messed up and you're somebody else, so don't cry, cause I'm finally feeling okay without you. We're better off alone, 'cause together with you, it's just nowhere worst of you is holding me back. And I'm done with writing songs about you. The worst of you is holding me back. These are my last words to remind you that your name is just a mark in my past. Do you remember I painted the world with your name, but you broke me and painted my heartache with pain, and I'm over missing that part of you now. I know you're happy with someone else, somewhere, somehow.
Back to you.
our minds and we can't move hearts. We fight with fear and we play with fire. We're alive, but we're not alone. Darkness is coming on and we found strong. And we're moving on, it's how we show. We're dancing through the sky is glow. For everything we love, alone. Darkness is coming.
I just left the venue after seeing them for first out of 5 times in the next 3 weeks, and I miss them already. Honestly, I haven't seen them perform live since June 2016, so it's been a very long time. I last saw the full band in August of 2016, and then I saw Luke and Kane in October of this year, but that was only for a couple minutes. So it's been a very long time since I have seen them, and it was absolutely incredible. I still can't believe that that even just happened. I can't believe I'm in Adelaide. That's absolutely insane. So I thought I might just tell you guys some about last night while I'm sitting here procrastinating going outside because it's so hot, and I'll just insert this into the Adelaide vlog even though I'm in Melbourne. But yeah, I thought I might as well just tell you guys some about it now because there's nobody in my hostel and I'm kind of just sitting here waiting for my phone to charge back up. I'm sorry if there's a lot of noise coming from outside. That would be because I am this hostel is right outside a busy road, so there's lots of cars and the windows are open because it is so hot in this room. But yeah, I thought I would just tell you guys some about last night because it was incredible. And if I don't get through all of it now, say if somebody was to walk into this hostel room right now, if I don't get it all done now, then I will finish it up either later if I find time later, or when I get back home on Monday. So where do I even start? So I got to Adelaide slightly early. I got there around lunchtime, about 12, and I didn't really have much to do because I didn't really know very many people in Adelaide. I wasn't super good friends with anybody in Adelaide, so I didn't really have anybody that I could go and hang out with or anything. And so I just went inside of my hostel for a little bit, got ready, and then went out and just walked around. And the first thing I did was I walked to the venue because I wanted to see, one, if anybody was there yet, and two, if like where it was or anything, because I knew it was only like a 10-minute walk from my hostel, but I just wanted to find it, make sure I knew where it was so that I'd get to it when the time came to go to it. So I kind of just walked around. I went and sat in McDonald's for like an hour and a bit, got some food, just sat there wasting time pretty much because I didn't really have much to do because the venue's, I mean, it's in a place where there's shops, but I don't have much money from this tour, so that wasn't gonna be an option. And then I also just was talking on the phone to my friend Katie, just talking about everything because I'm meeting her in Sydney. Well, I've already met her, but I'm seeing her again in Sydney, and she just wanted to know what was going on, and so I talked to her multiple times throughout the day. But yeah, so that was that, and I ended up walking over to the venue. It was maybe just past 4 and we were meant to go into VIP, or we were meant to be there for VIP at 5:15. And so I was kind of just hanging around. There was 2 people at the venue when I got there. That last time, I had walked past the venue multiple times before that in the few hours that I was hanging around the city, and nobody was there, which really surprised me because I'm so used to people in Brisbane lining up for hours before shows. Even small shows like this, like people line up for hours, but there was nobody there for Adelaide, which was, I was so like confused about, which yeah, but there was like 2 people there when I got there, and I just ended up hanging around, sitting down there waiting for us to go in. For everyone's here sound checked. That was incredible because, like I mentioned before, I haven't seen them live since June of 2016. It was also the first time I saw them play, but that was the last time I saw them play, and so it's been a very long time since I've heard their voices live, and so that was just insane. Even though I couldn't see them, I could hear them, and they sound checked My Favorite Memory and Chapters and one other song that I can't remember what it was, and then Shoreline sound checked, and so did Daybreak, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, then at pretty much exactly 5:30, which I was surprised about because Forever here are normally pretty late, but pretty much exactly at 5:30 we were let in for VIP, and I went in and they were all just standing there, and Kane was like halfway across the room, and I was like the 3rd person maybe to walk into the venue, and he was across the room, and he yells out, "Hey Teeks, how's it going?" And then Mav turned and he was like, "Oh hey, welcome to Adelaide," or something like that. And then Aaron was like facing the merch table, so he wasn't facing me, but I like tapped him on the shoulder and he turned around and gave me a hug. And yeah, I gave Kane and Mav hugs as well. And then Luke was sitting up at the stage getting ready for the small little acoustic show that they were going to do, and I walked up to him and he was like, "Hey Tegan, what's up?" And he was saying thanks for coming out to Adelaide, and he asked me how my flight was and asked me if I had been to Adelaide before, which I hadn't. Adelaide's the only place on the tour that I hadn't been to yet. I missed just talking to them. I've missed that. And then yeah, we all sort of just got hugs and then went and sat down for the acoustic show, and I was like directly in front of Luke because we were all kind of standing up in a circle, and he was like, "Do you guys want to stand or sit? Because I don't really mind." And then as soon as he said that, I just like ran and like just sat down in front of him because like I didn't care if anybody else stood. I just wanted to sit in front of him, so that's what I did. And so yeah, I was like right in front of him, and he sang Voices, which was his first time ever singing Voices, and then he sang Somewhere Somehow, which is a beautiful song, and so is Voices. Voices was my favorite song off of the Imagine This acoustic expansion pack. And then they did Back to You, which is a song off of their album, and Luke completely forgot the words to the first verse. Like he remembered the first like 2 lines, and then after that he couldn't remember what went next, and nobody in the crowd could remember what came next either. I kept saying lyrics from the 2nd verse and nobody else could remember any lyrics, and because it was just like a spur of the moment thing and nobody could like think on the spot and think of the lyrics. And then Mav ended up trying to search them up, but that didn't work, and so I ended up just being like, "Do you want me to play the song and we can figure it out?" And so I just played the song, and then we finally figured out what the lyrics were, and yeah, Luke played that song, and then it was kind of just like a rush meet and greet. We only had 30 minutes for the VIP, so it wasn't super long, and because there was the acoustic show, which took up about half of that, or more than that, I think by the time we got to photos, we only had like 6 minutes left until we were meant to, until the doors were opening and everybody else was coming in. And so we just did group photos, and so they all stood in line and we went in and got group photos. I love them so much. And then I went and stood at the front, and I was on Aaron's side, which I was pretty much in the exact same space as I was the last time I saw them, which was like okay. I went back and bought some raffle tickets because they were giving out a special yellow shirt with all of their discography on the back, and they only made 4 of them. Well, they made 8 of them, but they each got one, and then they made 4 to give away 1 at each show, and they're doing a raffle to give them away at each show. And I didn't end up winning it, but I bought some raffle tickets, and it supports them, so I'm fine with doing that. And then I already owned all of the merch at the show anyways that they were selling, so I was like, I might as well just buy some raffle tickets and try and win this shirt, the one shirt I don't own. And I hung around and talked to them some, and just hung out with them, and I got to show them all my tattoo, which was incredible because I haven't shown them it in person yet. Like, they've all seen it online, but I hadn't shown them it in person yet. And I was talking to Mav and Luke, and they were the first people I showed, and I was like, so I know you've probably seen this online, but I haven't shown you it in person yet, and I wanted to show you. And so I lifted up my arm and was like, yeah, my tattoo. And Luke was like, oh my god, I haven't seen it yet, I love that, thank you. And a few other things. And then Mav looked at it and he was like, I have seen it, is that your handwriting? And he turned to Luke and asked if it was his handwriting, and Luke was like, no, it's Kane's handwriting. Yeah, they both said that they loved it. And then I went over to Kane next, who's the person that wrote it out for me, and I hadn't shown it to him in person yet. He had seen it online, but I hadn't shown him in person yet. And I was like, I know you've seen it online, but I just wanted to show you it in person. And I showed it to him, and he like grabbed my arm and like ran his finger down it and was like, oh my god. And I was like, thank you so much for writing it out for me, like it means so much to me. And then he was like, no, thank you, like it means so much when people get lyrics and stuff tattooed, because it's such a special thing, and just a few other things. And he gave me the he gave me the biggest hug. And then I went over to Aaron and was like, hey, I'm not sure if you've seen this online, but I just wanted to show it to you. And he was like, I have actually seen it online. And I showed it to him, and he was just asking questions about it, and he asked if it hurt, and we were talking about the pain and all of that sort of stuff, and like where it hurts the most on the arm. And then he was like, I don't think you understand like how much it means to us as a band to have that and have that much effect on you, that you'd want our lyrics tattooed on you. And yeah, it was just amazing getting to show it to them, because I haven't been able to do that yet, and it was I'm just so happy I got to do it. And then Shorelines played, which I've seen Shorelines like 6 times live or something like that. I'm not sure how many times I've seen them live, because they're a Brisbane band and they do a lot of small shows around Brisbane, and I go to majority of their shows, and so I've seen them quite a few times, and they're amazing. I love them. They're one of my favorite bands. They're all really sweet guys, and their music's amazing, and they're incredible live. But yeah, so I got to see them again, and they played their new song, which I had heard live, but they only just released the official version of it, and so I actually knew all of the words to it, so that was fun to sing along to. And yeah, they were just incredible. And then after Shorelines, there was like a 20 or so minute break between Shorelines and Daybreak, which was the next band that was playing. And Kane was like back at the merch table, and he was alone. Nobody was like buying merch or anything, and there was nobody else behind there with him. And so I had somebody watch my spot at the front, and I went back and talked to him, and I was like, hey, you looked lonely, so I decided I'd come back and talk to you. And yeah, we just talked about like the tour and how it's been a long time since I've seen them, and he was saying how it's so cool that I get to go to all of the shows, and how he loves it that I get to go to all of the shows, because each show is going to be so different. He was like, the Adelaide and the Brisbane shows are probably going to be pretty small and intimate, which they normally are, and then the Melbourne show is probably going to be next. And he was like, there'll probably be about 100 people at the Brisbane and the Adelaide show, and there'll probably be about 200 or so at Melbourne, and then probably about 400 at Sydney, because that's their last show, and a bunch of people are flying in for it and all that sort of stuff. And he was saying how each one is going to be such a different experience, and he was talking about how it's going to be so cool for me to get to experience each different show. And yeah, and he was telling me how I'm not allowed to get emotional at the Adelaide show last night. He told me, Tegan, you're not allowed to be emotional tonight. That is what the Sydney show is for. He's like, you can have fun tonight. We'll all have a fun time tonight. This isn't the last time you're seeing us. You've still got a few more times to go. You're not allowed to be emotional tonight. You're not allowed to cry tonight. You can cry at you can be emotional with all of us at the Sydney show. And I was like, I don't know if I can promise you that. Like, we'll see how it goes when you start playing up on stage. Because like, even just listening to their music before I saw them last night would like bring tears to my eyes. Like, they mean so much to me, and it was just ugh. I told Luke that I was on my way to a show when they announced that they were breaking up and how it was super bad timing, and he was like, oops. So then after that, Daybreak came on and played. They were the only band. I didn't know all of the words to all of their songs. Daybreak actually broke up, but before they broke up, they toured with Forever Ends Here, and so it was kind of just like a nostalgic thing, and they got back together for this last tour, and so they're opening for Forever Ends Here again for the last time, and so that's pretty cool. Like, I've listened to some of their songs, and I knew some of the words to their songs, and they are really good live, and it does suck that they've broken up, so I can't get into them. But yeah, they were really good. And then it was time for Forever Ends Here to come on, and like I said, I was like up at the front, right in front of Aaron, but I could see like everybody from where I was standing, so like nobody was blocking me from being able to see Kane in the back, and I could see Mav on the other side and stuff, which was just all around a really good thing. And then yeah, they came on stage and started playing, and it was insane and amazing, and I'm so glad that I got to see them live. They played so many songs. They played so many old songs as well. They were up on stage for like an hour and 20 minutes. They played like 18 or 19 songs, and just every single song that they played, wow. So many of them I hadn't heard live yet. Most of them I hadn't heard live yet, because they don't really play their old songs anymore, and I hadn't heard any of the album songs yet except for Search the Night Chapters and Home Sweet Home, because those were the songs that came out before they toured in June 2016, and so I hadn't seen them play these songs before, which was really cool getting to see them all live. And they came on playing 100 times over, which was beautiful. Like, yes please. And I just love them so much. They kept looking over at me while they were playing. Ken kept smiling at me, and he pointed at me a few times, and he was like dancing along with me, and it was just great. Luke kept looking at me while he was playing. He interacted with me a little bit. We pointed at each other a few times. I had a little bit of a dance with Aaron. And honestly, like, I'm just so happy that I got the chance to do this, and that I decided that I was going to go to all 4 shows, because at first I was only gonna go to Brisbane and Sydney, because obviously Brisbane, because that's where I live, and then I was gonna go to Sydney as well, because that's the final show of the tour. And either way, whether they were breaking up with this tour or not, I wanted to go to their next Sydney show, because it's their hometown show, and it's always the biggest. It's always so like huge, because it's the last show of the tour, and this one it's actually the very last show that Forever Ends Here will ever play, and so I definitely wanted to go to that. And then I decided, oh, I might as well go to Melbourne as well. Like, I've got a bunch of friends that I want to meet in Melbourne. It'll be fun. I'll go to that. And then it was a couple days later after I bought the Melbourne ticket, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy an Adelaide ticket as well, because if I'm already doing 3, I might as well go all 4. And it's nice that they were on the same weekend, because then I could just go Adelaide straight to Melbourne rather than flying home first. But like, I just love this band so much. Like, I can't even put into words, I can't express in any way, shape, or form how much this band means to me, because they just mean the world to me, and getting to see them live again was so incredible. And I'm so excited for tonight and for tomorrow and for next weekend and the weekend after that, and it's gonna be super emotional, I know that, but I'm just so glad that I got to see them again. After they finished playing, I went and hung out with Shorelines a little bit, because like I said, I didn't really know very many people there, and so I hung out with Shorelines, and we were talking. I talked about how I don't have my license yet, and they were like, you need to get it, Tegan. I was like, I know. But yeah, we just hung out, talked for a while. I kind of just hung around them for a little bit until Forever Ends Here came out again, but that was fun, just getting to talk to them. It's been a while since I've seen them as well. It's been a few months actually, and so it was good getting to see them again anyways. And then yeah, Forever Ends Here came out again. We all sort of got kicked out of the venue, and so we all went and hung out outside and talked to them and met them outside and stuff, and I got some single photos, but I look kind of gross in all of them. So I really need to try and get some better ones at the next few shows, which is good that I have other shows, because if Adelaide was the only show I was going to and those were the photos I was walking away with, I'd be a bit sad. But yeah, we walked out and we talked, and I got to talk to them for a super long time after the show. Like, I was just hanging around talking to them. I got a bunch of hugs. Luke was like in a super huggy mood. He kept hugging me, and he kept, like, they all kept, like, I knew that they all knew that I was coming to all of the shows, and I knew, yeah, but I didn't know how they were gonna react to it, but they all were just like super thankful that I was coming to all of them. Like both Luke and Kane told me multiple times, thank you for coming to Adelaide. Multiple times, thank you for coming all the way out to Adelaide. And that was just an amazing thing. Mav said it, Aaron said it, like it was just like amazing. And Luke, like I said, was in a very huggy mood. He gave me like 10 hugs. It was a great time. And then Kane, I went over and hugged him, and he was like, thank you so much for all of the support that you've given us. He's like, this isn't the last time. We'll see you another few times. 1 out of 4 shows done. And then yeah, I talked to Aaron and Mav as well, which I haven't done much of, and they're both really great guys. And I got to talk to them and hang out with them, and I don't know, the Adelaide show was just absolutely incredible. We ended up waiting around until because the 1 or 2 people that I did know were waiting around until they had packed up the van out the back. And since my hostel was only a 10-minute walk away, I was like, yeah, I might as well just stay. And so yeah, we went around the back and just hung out there until they had brought everything out. And yeah, I got to see them again then. I gave Mav came out because he was driving the van. I didn't really see Aaron off the back. I didn't wait until they had driven away because I had already seen them so much, and I know I'm gonna see them again. But yeah, I gave Luke a hug and was like, I'll see you tomorrow. And then I gave Kane and Mav another hug. I gave Kane a hug, and he I was just like, I'll see you tomorrow, like I'm taking off. And he was like, oh, thanks so much for coming out to Adelaide again, and I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, I'm so glad I'm 18 so I can go to the show tonight. And also if I wasn't 18, then I wouldn't be able to stay in like hostels and stuff, so that would kind of suck. But yeah, that was the Adelaide show. I'm glad I actually got to sit down and talk about it, because now it's all filmed and I don't have to worry about doing it when I get home. Hopefully you can actually hear me in this, or else I will be very upset. But yeah, the Adelaide show is absolutely incredible. Thank you for everyone's here for putting on a great show. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to see you guys again tonight and tomorrow. And I'm so glad that it wasn't goodbye. I'm so glad that that wasn't the last time that I saw them, because like I kept thinking while I was there, like most of the people around me, this is the last time that they're ever gonna see this band, and that's such a sad thing. Like I don't know, like I'm so glad that I was lucky enough to be able to go to more than one show, because I don't know what I would have done if I only got to see them one more time. But yeah, so that was the Adelaide show. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I hope that you're excited for the rest of them. I'm really excited to be making these. I don't know, I'm excited to put them out there and have these memories for the rest of my life, because they're all memories that I'm definitely going to want to remember for the rest of my life. And so I'm so glad that they're all going to be out there in video form forever, and so I can always go back and remember these moments and remember one of the best times of my life, best and worst times of my life. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. I definitely enjoyed making it. I'm excited for the next few. I hope that you guys are too. If you liked this video, you can hit the subscribe button down below, and you can be told when I make new videos, and you can also hit the like button down below. Yeah, I'd love it. I'd really appreciate it if you did that. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for this first FEH-Well Tour vlog. I'm Tegan, this is Bookworm, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!